All right, hello and welcome. Wanted to make a quick video looking at trying to predict when the pandemic will end, and I'm gonna try and do that by predicting when herd immunity in the U.S. at least will happen. So I have some data I'm going to show and some fitting that I've done, but with that, just wanted to mention I have a couple assumptions. I'm assuming that herd immunity requires 75% of the population to be immune, and I'm also assuming that immunity only comes from vaccinations. So I'm ignoring the fact that people who have had the virus might also be immune. And basically all I want to predict is when the US, specifically the US, will reach herd immunity based on the progress we've made so far, and hopefully that'll lead to the end of the pandemic. So getting into kind of the beginning of the actual data, we're going to start out with the US population, 328 million. 75% of that population is going to give us 246 million. And then each person to be immune for individual immunity requires 2 doses. So we actually need double this number to reach herd immunity. So 492 doses to reach herd immunity. So with that, let's go ahead and look at some of the data. So I've pulled off my data off of Bloomberg.com, and they have a great vaccine tracker. So if you're interested in looking more into this data, I highly recommend this Bloomberg site. They have some interactive maps, but the data I'm really interested in is this. So this data gives us how many total doses have been given over time. So I've basically pulled this data into Excel, and I'm trying to predict when when the herd immunity will happen. Now Bloomberg also has an estimate for this. They're estimating 8 months, which right now it's February, so 8 months from now that would put us at roughly October. But I think we will reach herd immunity much sooner than that, so that's why I was interested in doing some of this data. So let's hop into Excel and we'll start to look at this data and how we can look at it differently than just assuming this rate will continue. So here's all the data. I've pulled in the dates. I've labeled each date with a day number, just in increasing by 1 each time. Then I've pulled in all of that data that we were looking at on Bloomberg. So for December 26, 1.5 million people had been, or doses had been administered. On December 27th, that was up to 1.6, and you can see that just continues up and up and up. And what I've done is I've kind of fit this data to the best equation that I can, which has turned out to be a polynomial of second order, so kind of x squared, x being the day and y being the doses administered. So in blue we can see our data from Bloomberg, and in this black dashed line we can see the polynomial fit. So it fits really well. We have a really nice r squared value, which is just a measure of the fitting, and if the fit was perfect it'd be 1, and the lower it gets the worse the fit. So 0.999 is a very good fit. So what I want to do is try to use this data to kind of predict when we will reach herd immunity. And so what I've done is I've extended this equation to be forward looking. So we're not just fitting it to the data, we're now using this equation to look at if this trend does continue, how many doses will be given total, and when will we reach this herd immunity. So this black line up here represents that number we found earlier of 492 million to reach that 75% vaccination. And because there's been some different ranges of herd immunity, I put a larger gray area, kind of when we'll actually reach that herd immunity, because that's not really known. But now we can see when our prediction crosses this herd immunity range, or the 75% vaccinated range, we're actually at June 12th. So much sooner than kind of the prediction from Bloomberg and what I've been hearing from other things. So I thought that was very exciting, and maybe we should add a little text box and let everybody know that indeed June 12th, 2021, pandemic is over. Woo! But in all seriousness, I think this data is really interesting to look at, and hopefully this gives a better prediction of when we're maybe looking at the end of all of this, the shutdowns, and we can start seeing our families and get back to work again. So I hope that you've enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed messing with the data. I'm going to try and do some follow-up videos in the future. So if you're interested in kind of seeing if this prediction is good, feel free to subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like. But thanks for watching. Hope you're looking forward to June 12th.